This might be my new favorite weapon right here. What's going on, guys? This is Living here. I want to show you guys some Fedorov gameplay. Definitely a little bit different gameplay for me, coming from me, of course. Normally, I'm using an assault player, and medic class is probably one of the classes that I have not been able to really get into the most. Surprising as it is, that being a pretty popular class. It's mainly because of kind of the aggression of the type of gameplay that I usually play. And for some other reasons as well too, but this weapon here really just allows it to for me to kind of keep that exact same aggressive mode. I was really playing probably almost the exact same way that I would usually play if I was playing assault class, and like any situation I was in, man, I was able to pretty much dominate very well with using this weapon. You know, it's right up there with using things like the other aggressive weapon for this class, which would probably be the sweeper. But it also gave me a lot of situations too where I was able to, you know, shoot shots in situations that normally I wouldn't be able to shoot. As you see, these players are rowing up here in the boat, and I'm trying to catch them right when they're coming off. It feels like D-Day right here, or something like that. But even though this is, you know, World War I, I'm gonna jump off here and try to do some damage. But yeah, it's definitely. I look at this, even with that right there, I'm able to finish off those guys, even though I got shot from behind. But you know, any other rifle, as that was, probably wouldn't have been the best call to do something like that. So it's definitely a different approach. Definitely kind of the area spectrum of the medic class I would probably lean on. When I do play medic class, I do like being a little bit more aggressive in my approach, just because I'm so used to playing, you know, the amount of distance and angles that I would use with the assault class. I can kind of transfer a little bit over here while still being able to have a little bit of an open field a little bit more, you know, able to, you know, kill players that are a little bit further away that normally weapons in the assault class won't be able to kill as effectively. So definitely a fun weapon to be using, and we'll definitely see how it turns out from here. I've made mention before, the only reason why I haven't used the medic class as much was just because when the game first came out, I felt tanks had a very more of a superior way of controlling the game than any other type of class, you would say. But since the new maps, and some new maps come out which don't necessarily have tanks, like Albion here, and just kind of how the name of the Tsar kind of has drifted a little bit away of tank gameplay. As you see, you don't really have that much choice to have as you can't really use heavy tank or light tank in any of these type of games. For the name of the Tsar, it kind of allowed me to, you know, drift off a little bit more from playing against you know, tanks and whatnot. Because normally before I felt very much obligated to, you know, get my anti-tank mines out, or you know, anything with you know, assault class that would, you know, help me out to take out these tanks. Because as much as you may have some, you know, grenades you can throw with your medic class, and you have the, you know, grenade launcher as well, it's still not going to be sufficient to taking out one tank, or even trying to anywhere close to take out multiple tanks. Where normally, if I'm, you know, equipped with anti-tank mines, I can usually take out 2 tanks with just that kit itself, without me needing to be resupplied or anything like that. So, but like I was saying, I don't need to really deal with that so much with some of these maps here. And so it's been able to allow me to kind of play with this weapon a little bit more, and it's definitely fun. I'm really enjoying it a lot, and I'm very curious, you know, kind of what the new path will be for me a little bit here. I'm up to the 0.1% assault class. I think I'm almost top 100 for my assault score on Xbox right now. I'm almost there, and so it's definitely something that would be kind of interesting to play out here. As I was making mention in my last video, that I want to keep playing Battlefield until 2018, when the next Battlefield comes out. And seeing that this is you know, a weapon I haven't really gotten, you know, used to, or just a class itself I haven't gotten used to. Like, I have even, you know, figured out, do I really want to be using a syringe? Or would I rather have you know, the grenade launcher and maybe my health pack? Or maybe, you know, or maybe just a syringe and just the grenade launcher, how I want to do this. Like, I haven't really even thought about that so much, like what would work better for how I'm playing. Now here's a situation right here where the guy is in just a good enough range that if I have any type of an assault weapon besides River Rolls, which is what he was using there. I don't think I'm in a good position at all to take that guy out, but just because I'm using this weapon, I have just enough range on him where I'm going to have the superior weapon on it, and it's just so much better. Like, it gets me out of those situations that I get caught in a lot, especially if I'm using like a shotgun or something like that. I try to avoid those positions there. But you saw me get stuck in my teammate, and you know, this is what I kind of make mention, that when I'm using the assault class, I try to get myself to a point where I know it's going to favor me the weapon. But if I don't make it to that point, you know, I'm going to be in big trouble because the enemy's going to be further away from me. I try to, like, again, engage the enemy as close as I can and get myself set up as close as I can to engage them as, you know, closely as I can, so that I'm able to, you know, utilize the range that isn't as good for the assault weapons. But in that situation right there, I was able to, you know, get stuck on my teammate, wasn't really able to get in a good position there, but I'm still able to take out the enemy player. So it's just, for my type of game style, it's very merciful to me, where in situations I can get caught in sometimes, it just does the job very well. While I'm still able to, you know, go around corners right here and, you know, easily, you know, kill enemy players rather quickly, which is something I like being able to do too. I don't like spending too much time trying to kill an enemy player, just because you get squad spawns, like in this situation here. Even though it took me a little bit of time there, I'm able to still finish that guy off even though I missed shots. I see another player up behind him. But yeah, I'm able to, you know, just avoid, you know, squad spawns, and we're just going to get overrun by enemy players because you're taking so long trying to kill an enemy player, and it just can just be a little bit of a pain. So as you see right here, I'm able to take some good solid shots on that guy. I'm able to come in here, his teammate's going to try to heal him. I'm able to finish him off. And then the view that I have right here, I'm able to put enough damage on this guy. I think it's like 60 something. How much damage do I get on this guy? I got 80 on him, so I'm able to come around and easily melee him right here. Well, normally, if I was using my shotgun from that position, I'd get one shot on him, and the fire for the Model 10 is so slow that he would have made that turn around already. And so I would have had probably a good solid shot on that guy to get somewhere like 80 on him. I don't think I would have gotten 80 on him for sure. Yeah, I definitely not. And so it allows me just to get, you know, because the rate of fire is so much faster, it allows me to, you know, get these kind of small window of time where I'm able to shoot someone and I'm able to do it. And it definitely favored me in that situation there. Now you can see me coming up here again. I see a guy over there to my left, just kind of laying down. He's a light machine gun class, so I'm going to kind of peek my head out and see exactly what's going on, because I know they're going to spawn. Their spawn is back over here to my left. So I see the guy right up there. I figure, okay, I'll come up to his enemy player, finish him off really quick, which I'm able to do. And then I'm able to come up over here on this other side, and I still keep the fire rate not from a single shot. Okay, I'll swap in a single shot right now. And so yeah, I'm able to single shot it and just, you know, easy shots on him. You know, there's nothing even to do. It's just good enough for the range that I play. Now, of course, there's other rifles that are going to do better at the range, but for what I'm looking for it to do is handle those close range battles, still be as effective close range, but give me a little bit extra further range battles that I need to grab that sometimes I won't be able to grab just because of the fact of you know, I'm not able to get into that position quick enough. So, I mean, I guess the really only problem I've been having with this weapon would be the fact that I've been running out of ammo a lot quicker. And I'm not really sure if that's necessarily because I'm not having a good, you know, support classes dropping ammo for me. But more or less when I'm playing with a new weapon, I tend to be very trigger happy because I don't know how many shots it's going to take to put damage on someone. And so I end up wasting probably a lot of bullets than I normally would. So I feel like the more I get used to using this weapon and accustomed to what ranges I need to be at in order to how much bullet damage I need to put on to each range, will help me, you know, use less bullets, and I won't run out of ammo as quickly as much as I was using it today. Because I was basically using it all day, and basically the only thing that was kind of frustrating me the most was how much ammo I was kind of running out of as quickly as it was. So. But yeah, here's a situation right here where when it comes to the medic class, I gotta kind of think about more of how I want to, you know, play with my gadgets. Like, do I want to use the, you know, the grenade launchers more, or do I want to, you know, instead of my syringe, or, you know, do I just want to keep my syringe and my grenade launcher and not use my medic pouch? You know, I haven't really even thought about what going into that would entail. Like, this is how much this weapon is bringing me over. where it's going to cause me to even start thinking about the gadgets that I'm using. Like, cause I still fumble around even when I'm trying to heal myself. Like, I don't even know what direction pad my health pack is on because I just don't use the medic class as much. But this weapon is so enticing that it feels like, man, I really want to do this. So again, we'll see how this progresses in the future. It is interesting to see what it's like so far for people who are using this in the in overall in the battlefield right now. Under the battlefieldtracker.com gives us some information on some insights on how often people are using it, and kind of interesting when you see this graph right here. You'll see that the very blue graph there on the bottom right there, creeping up, it's a Fedora. And then you have the yellow one on the top is the sweeper. So I can't imagine that the sweeper dropping down and the Fedorov jumping up, it probably has a bit of a relation between the two right there. I can only imagine, obviously I can't get in the mind of every medic player, but I can imagine that that's the other more aggressive rifle that you could be using. And so seeing that kind of creep down and move up, I can only imagine is probably because of this weapon right here. So it is very interesting. I'm curious to hear people who do play this, if this is kind of the thing that's moving you over to that. I figured this was, of course I'm not completely blind to what's been going on in the game. I know people have been using this weapon, and I know that the rate of fire and how the weapon is used is more of an aggressive for a scout or for a medic class, but it's just interesting itself for me to kind of try it out and get a better feel for myself before I kind of start talking about it. And so I'm very curious how you guys feel about this weapon. I almost want to say that this is probably the best weapon in the name of Tsar coming out right now. So I feel like, even though I'm a little bit late to the party off of using this weapon, I do feel like this is probably the best weapon as it is. I think some of the light machine gun classes might be up there, but I don't know. I would kind of be interested in kind of how you guys feel about that. Because yeah, like I'm saying, it feels like for how I want to play, you know, it feels like definitely a solid weapon and something I very much wouldn't have to change up too much of my gameplay to be able to use this weapon at all, and it would benefit on areas like in this situation right now. I'm not gonna kill that guy with an assault weapon. Easy right there, easy. It's just it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. So, but yeah, that's basically it for you guys today. Feel free to let me know how you feel about this weapon in the comments below, and I will catch you guys again later. Peace.